Hey G-Fans, GojiFan93 here, and welcome to another top 10 list. In this list I will be discussing my top 5 wishes for Godzilla 2018, or Godzilla 2, the legendary Godzilla. Now I did a video of my top 5 wishes for Godzilla 2016, which is from the next film from Toho, and I thought it'd be fitting to do the same for Godzilla 2 that's going to be coming out in 2018. Hopefully it'll be coming out in 2018. Hopefully nothing will happen to where it might get postponed. Or it might come early. I don't know. But anyways, so I have my 5 things here. Bleh, can't talk. Grammar. Okay, So, at number 5, I want to learn more about the Monarch organization. That's the first thing that I want to see more of, because I really like how they invented this new kind of organization. It's not really like it's somewhat of a government funded thing or something in combination with the government, but I really do like the Monarch idea and the concept, and I really think that it needs to be more developed and more explained in the next one. I would definitely like to see more of how the origins and how that all came about, especially like when Godzilla's origin with the whole movie and how Monarch, shot the nuke at him and all that stuff. Like that story right there is that frankly would be a good Godzilla movie. Is just the opening to Godzilla, which is really funny. So, but yeah, definitely that'd be my number 5 pick. Learn more about Monarch. Alright, my 4th selection or choice is I want to see more of Ken Watanabe. He was so underutilized in the movie, and he was basically just the crazy like Godzilla fanatic doctor guy. No one really took him seriously. Everyone just kind of pushed him to the side. He wasn't a driving force. He didn't do anything. He kind of had the same issue that Steve Martin did, or the Raymond Burr actor did in the first Godzilla movie, where he just didn't do anything. Everything was out of his control and all that stuff. And I really feel that Ken Watanabe should have been with Aaron Taylor Johnson's character throughout the whole movie. That would have been a really cool, relationship. Like, they only had really one scene together, and that was in the boardroom where they were discussing Godzilla, and that scene was really cool. But I want to see more of Ken Watanabe, because he was just so cool in it, and this film was the first time I ever saw this Japanese actor, and I want to see more of him. So definitely more of Ken Watanabe. Alright, at number 3, I'm going to go with better characters. Let's be real. The only character that we all really cared for was Bryan Cranston's character, and him being killed off halfway through the film, spoiler alert, kind of really threw the film off. I mean, the first half of the film, it was good. Like, it was going up. It was like, yeah, this is really intriguing because of Bryan Cranston's performance. He really helped the film become interesting, even when Godzilla was not on screen. And then when he died, the film just kind of takes the nosedive a little bit, and you start to just not care. And it's not. I mean, the storytelling was all right. The characters were just bland. They were just kind of there to fill their roles. They weren't really interesting. So definitely in the second one, like, if Aaron Taylor Johnson comes back, he needs to really step up his game, and he needs to be a little bit more involved with the project. I'm fine with seeing Elizabeth Olsen back. I'm fine. Obviously, Ken Watanabe needs to return. The actor who played as General Stenz, I think he actually should come back. I actually liked his character, and also the partner or whatever, the lady that works with Ken Watanabe, I can't remember her character's name because she was so underdeveloped, but that character I also want to see more of, and I think she should have a bigger role. So yes, better characters. At number 2, this is my biggest disappointment with the film. Godzilla was not scary. He wasn't the beast that the trailer said he was. Like I've said in the past, the trailers completely lied to us. They were making us think Godzilla was going to be this force and this scary thing. Like, I was thinking GMK times 100, but Godzilla just turned into this savior and hero, and it's like, that's not what I wanted to see, and I don't think that's what this film should have been. Godzilla didn't really destroy a lot. He didn't really, I don't know, the whole bring balance to nature thing, I'm not a big fan of that whole story plot or that whole origin for Godzilla. I like the Godzilla that goes around destroying buildings and, you know, makes humans run in fear and all that stuff. And yes, humans ran in fear in this one, but Godzilla wasn't like purposefully doing it. Like, I want to see GMK, basically. If I want to see the GMK Godzilla where he literally sees people on the ground and he will atomic breath their asses just because, you know. I want Godzilla to be scary, and frankly, I'm not sure if we're going to get it from Legendary. We're probably going to get it with Toho with the next film coming next year, because they're making it sound like this Godzilla is going to be Nightmare Godzilla or whatever. So we'll just have to see, but honestly, I want Godzilla to be more fierce. And this actually leads me into my number one point: more Godzilla screen time. Make Godzilla the actual main character. Make him the point. Frankly, that's one of the biggest criticisms that this film has had. Now, obviously, you guys might quote me when I did my review of the film when it first came out. I was like, oh, this film's awesome. Oh, it doesn't matter that Godzilla didn't have a lot of screen time. That's true. I still defend the film that Godzilla, his screen time was alright, but I feel the constant teasing, that was the thing that needs to change. That's the thing that needs to not be in this film, because we now know what Godzilla looks like in this one, alright? Don't tease him anymore. I want to see full shots of him. I want to see more shots where we get to see him fully. Like, there were a lot of close-up shots where we couldn't really see what was going on. Like, get the cinematography that Pacific Rim had. Pacific Rim had a really good way of showing the monsters in all of their glory, basically. And I really want to see more of Godzilla doing action and just being more involved with the plot rather than just being this side tool, because even Godzilla Final Wars fell into that problem where Godzilla was just kind of there as a tool rather than actually being there for a purpose. So definitely more screen time, and that goes for all the other monsters too. Like, when it comes to whoever's going to be in the sequel, whether it's Mothra, King Ghidorah, Rodan, every monster needs to have a really good amount of screen time. But I want to see Godzilla fight the military. I want to see Godzilla destroy buildings. I want to see just him, and then have him fight the monsters and have really grand fights and all that stuff. So that's my number one, and that's really my list for this. This list was kind of hard to make because there's just once again, there's not a lot of info on the second film because it's so far away, and it's just hard to talk about the second film. And I'm still kind of burnt out of Godzilla 2014. Anyways, I'm just kind of like, you know, done talking about it. What are your guys' thoughts on your 5 wishes, or you know, more than 5 wishes for Godzilla 2? Post in the comments below. I would love to read them. And that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay big, G fans. Alright, at number 2, this was one of my biggest disappointments. Bleh. At number 2, this was one of my biggest disappointments. Definitely, those are my points. What are your guys' points? And please